Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I brew a 5-gallon batch of beer. Today we're going to make a single hop brew of Mosaic, which is Claudine's favorite, Mosaic IPA. I use extract right now, which includes this ultralight malt extract. It's kind of like starting off with concentrated orange juice instead of having to squeeze your own oranges. All grain does take more time. Right now I'm at the stage where I'm just using extract, so this bag is full of malt syrup. And it also includes grains, hops, priming sugar, which we're not going to need because we're not going to be bottling it. We're going to be kegging it, and instructions. And if you notice that my kettle has an electric cord, that's because we are going to use 220 volt electricity to handle the boil. First thing I do is I hook up one of my hoses to the fridge and fill the kettle up with about 6 gallons of water. This takes a while. We're going to go ahead and start with 6 gallons of water because at least 1 gallon cooks off during the boiling process. I'll probably add another gallon about 20 or so minutes before it ends, just to keep it at around 6 gallons, because by the time you drain the wort out, there's going to be some junk at the bottom. It's about a gallon's worth of junk you need to leave behind. And then by the time you transfer to the keg, there's going to be some stuff left in the fermenter, and we're shooting for a yield of 5 gallons. Next, I turn on the power to 100% and let the heating element do its thing. It's connected to this GFCI outlet that I built. Now we wait to get to boiling temperature, which could take up to half an hour. So now you steep the grains at 170 degrees for half an hour. If the temperature gets above 170, then you just turn down the heat and keep it at 170 for the 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove the grain bag and bring it to a boil. Okay, at this point the full boil has been reached. I let it keep boiling until the foam starts to come to the top. That's called the hot break. Then I turn down the power, let the foam reside, then turn the power back up again to bring it to a boil. Then I add 5 drops of firm cap, which is a surfactant to reduce overboiling. And then I start the 60-minute timer, counting down. And then add the 0.5 ounces of bittering hops, Magnum. And let this guy boil for about 40 minutes before I add the Mosaic hops. In the meantime, I'm going to start sanitizing the fermentation equipment. Using a white scrub pad specially formulated for not scratching stainless steel, I used a garden hose and tap water to clean the inside of the fermenter. Meanwhile, the counterflow chiller is soaking in a bucket of Star San sanitizer. Normally you place the counterflow chiller inside the brew kettle, but for me, with the heating element inside, it doesn't go in all the way to the bottom. So what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to put the counterflow chiller inside the fermenter and transfer the hot wort into the fermenter and chill it inside the fermenter instead of chilling it inside the brew kettle. We'll see how that goes. Okay, with about 30 minutes left to go, I've brought out the yeast to warm up to room temperature. We're using the White Labs California Ale WLP001 with this recipe. I've brought out an extra gallon of drinking water to add with it 20 minutes left to go. You need to boil at least 20 minutes to sterilize it to raise the level. You can see that we're still boiling along here. Now I'm transferring the hot wort into the fermenter where the immersion coil is situated, and it's getting ice water pumped through it. Okay, I've cooled the wort to below 65 degrees. You don't want it to be too high because it could kill the yeast. I placed the stopper on top, pitched the yeast already. Next is going to put it in the fermenter chamber.